Well, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Well, well, I'm ready, uh, and I am Desisant, George Shooter Nolan. Welcome
Reporting for
to
duty.
reporting for duty, and welcome to the podcast terrible Halloween spooktacular that probably won't circulate until after Halloween. Halloween. Yeah.
However, the our show is very re-listenable, and it does not get dated at all. So it's good any time of the year.
That's kind of true of Halloween. If you don't have kids, I mean, it's really just apart from wearing costumes, which I guess you can do anyway if you want. It's just like the spooky stuff. You don't really have to save it all for one period. That's what I found is among the popular holidays, Halloween is sort of it's non-specific. You can do it whenever.
Well, yeah, like you can watch Paranormal Activity 3 any time of the year.
Oh yeah, and I
Yeah.
I intend to. I'll watch horror movies uh you know from time to time.
Do they scare you, or have you been so desensitized?
Uh yeah, it depends on what it is. It can make me unnerved because if you spend as much of your time alone as I do, um, then that kind of thing has the opportunity to swirl around in one's head. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yes, these dark thoughts can percolate.
Yes, yes. I'm very receptive and prolific with dark thoughts. So if I watch something, but not everything will do it. Uh, Folks, just to give you an idea of the kind of guy that George here is, sent me a copy of the Brood, Cronenberg's Brood, The Brood or Brood or something the other day, and I watched it, uh, which was a fine thing to do, the gift, but it did not frighten me at all, but it was horrifying. It was compelling and twisted, but I was not like afraid of anything afterward or during.
Oh yeah.
It
I
just
guess
like
it's more conceptually horrifying.
yeah, no, that's totally it. It's just like a twisted thriller. It was a compelling watch. I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't the ooh ee and oh I'm a scared fellow. It was not that.
Was like like a brief synopsis, like the brood is basically a woman gives birth to like a fully formed child, right? She's he's like I don't know, like a size of a midget or something.
Yeah, well, that's a synopsis and more spoilers. So that's spoilers for the Brood, everybody, because that doesn't occur until till the end. That's sort of a reveal thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
It's been the 20 years since I watched it.
Oh well, no time like the present, or
Yeah, I'll
just
probably put it on pretty soon. I heard it's on YouTube in 1080p.
well, you know what else is on YouTube at some p is the podcast terrible coming at you, your hometown, delight for all the friends. How about a shout out, George? I haven't had a shout out in a month of Sundays.
All right. Culver City,
Culver City, California. Yeah,
California.
yeah. I've been. In fact, you may have shouted that place out. Isn't that where NPR is headquartered?
Oh, I have no idea. If NPR is there, then I have to withdraw my shout out.
You're not a fan of public radio?
Uh, no, not at all now.
Mr. Privatization over here. What are you exploiting today, George? What grand entrepreneurial scheme are you after?
Well, I have actually a what was a security consulting business, and I have one tip for
Oh,
to
gee,
give to the listeners.
this guy's always going, folks. Always
Yeah.
always on top of something. What's your tip?
All right. So always this goes for people with who have bathrooms. If you don't have a bathroom, then you can disregard it. But
All the people whose homes don't have well, I suppose there are other people that wouldn't have
yeah,
bathrooms.
if you have like an outhouse,
All right.
you know, I don't have a bathroom. I have a porta potty in my backyard.
It's very, very progressive of you.
Well, no, I'm just joking. I have a bathroom.
Oh yeah.
A porta potty is much inferior to a bathroom. Would you agree?
I don't like using them. They have a real distinct smell. Uh, I don't like using them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the chemicals they put in the pit.
Oh, I'm sure you're right that it is in part the chemicals that they put inside of it.
Yeah. It's you ever considered getting into the porta potty business? Seems like a good business to get into. Just rent them. It's like, you rent them out for events and all that and like construction sites.
It uh, it may or may not be a good business, but I uh, I don't want to do it. I'll leave that to you, the grand hustler, the fellow who's always hunting for the next exploit. Gotta get ahead, this guy. George,
Yeah,
gotta
I'm like
get
a
ahead,
shark.
shooter, the animal known.
Yeah, I'm a shark. You got just keep moving.
Oh yeah. Well, what's your security tip for the people who have bathrooms?
All right. So always have your shower sheet open.
Oh, is
Your
that
shower curtain.
is this like a Halloween thing so you can see the knife wielding maniac?
Yes. So if you know that your shower curtain's always open, right?
Yeah.
If that means like you don't have it's a kind of like a security thing of a peace of mind, right? So that way, if let's say you come into the bathroom one day and you see the shower curtain closed, then you can know for like certain, like with a fair degree of certainty that someone's hiding there.
But you can't
And
know
this,
that someone's not hiding on the other side of your bathroom door with a bazooka.
well, I mean, he would be like hiding behind the shower curtain,
Yeah, but what if he was hiding behind
the
the
door
door to
itself.
the bathroom? Yeah.
Well, that's you're also out of luck there, but if he was in the behind the shower curtain, it's more of an advantageous position for him.
Well, this is related to your point, to your sage business advice. Is do you find that a bazooka is a less frightening weapon than a butcher knife? Do you like take Psycho, uh, and for those of you who haven't seen it, cover your precious ears. But if the fellow had a bazooka instead of a knife, he just tears the shower curtain wide and brandishes a bazooka. Do you think it would have diminished the fear factor, the
Yes.
fear. Yeah, what I mean, like she'd be more likely to survive a stabbing than a bazooking.
Yeah, but you know what they say about this is a big thing we have in our security community. There's something we call it the 14-foot rule. A knife is apparently more deadly within 14 feet than a gun.
Well, yeah, but like a bazooka might technically be a gun, but he uses a bazooka point blank while she's in the shower. They're both going to bye-bye land.
Yeah, but like it would be much easier to disarm someone in very close range who has a bazooka than someone with a knife, right?
Oh,
And
that's true.
also a bazooka takes a little bit more time to like aim and
Well, you
fire
don't
off.
you don't really have to aim it if you're just pointing at someone in the shower. And you're talking about disarming. So you're in your hoity-toity millionaire entrepreneur shower, and somebody surprises you. You don't use a no. I guess that's sort of your point. He wouldn't have been able to surprise you with a bazooka because you wouldn't have a shower curtain for him to hide behind.
Yeah.
So you'd see your death coming for at least a few feet.
Yeah. Anyways, like that'd be very rare. If I don't think that situation has ever happened. Like someone who's hiding behind your shower curtain to hurt you is probably crazy, probably doesn't like put their life in that much regard, their own life.
Well, then
But
they'd be more likely to use a bazooka because if you shoot a
that's
bazooka
true.
right into a shower and you're next to the shower, that's the end of that chapter.
Yeah, I mean, but most of the times people who are trying to hurt you, even if they have lower regard, like they accept more of a risk for their own life, they still want to get out alive. They want to kill their victim, right? So I for the listeners, I would not worry too much about a person with a bazooka hiding in your shower, you know?
Well, I mean, it could
That's a
happen.
very unlikely situation.
It could happen.
It's yeah, it could happen, but it's exceedingly unlikely. I'd focus more on the possibility that someone has a conventional gun or a knife hiding in the shower.
You you
That
you, you heard it
that
first here from the podcast from George here. It could happen.
it
Somebody
could
could
happen, yeah.
sneak up on you while you shower with a bazooka. Straight direct quote from George. It could happen. So
Yes, it could happen,
so
but
enjoy that terrible, delicious fear. Never never stop being afraid because it could happen.
stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant. Yeah, that's a fear of mine.
Yeah.
No, I do have irrational fears or thoughts, but this is like the first time I've ever even considered somebody surprising me in the shower with a bazooka. And that's
Uh,
that's not sexual innuendo. I mean that literally, like a big uh, pipe, missile pipe for the military.
oh,
Uh,
I know. I know what that is.
yeah. Uh, like, have you ever spent much time thinking? So, like, consciousness is it's like a process. It's not a thing in of itself. Uh, it's just sort of a thing that is created by the brain and senses and that. Uh, have you thought ever about how if you fall asleep, that is just sort of like the end of that span of consciousness, and then when you start again, that reactivation of consciousness is like a new flow. It's like since you are essentially just a process of your brain rather. Your mind is a process of your brain. When it stops, you stop, and this process that you are restarts. So it's like when you fall
Like when you
asleep, you
wake up.
die. Yeah, it's like when you wake up, you're born because you're just sort of a new flow of consciousness. And when you fall asleep, you die. Like, have you ever thought about that, or be afraid to fall asleep because it could mean that your death, you've died, you've been shut off, and then when you wake up the next morning, that's essentially the birth of a new uh, flow of consciousness.
I don't really think of it that way at all because don't you, I don't think your consciousness shuts down when you sleep. I mean, that's where dreams come from, right? Like we still dream.
Oh
It's
yeah, but
like it's like a computer, like you work on your computer for, however long, and you can if you want to, you can leave it on, and it'll go this it'll go on standby, right? Where it's still working, but it's not working as hard as it was, right? It's like working on a reduced capacity until you wake up your computer again.
well, I mean, I guess, but is that consciousness, or is it just sort of like a firing of signals as your brain is processing, just sort of a bunch of colorful, loud nonsense, and then you kind of remember it in a way during the day. Like is it an experience that you have, or is it just sort of sensations that you recall? Like, is it consciousness, or is it just sort of uh recalling nonsense?
Well, it's the scientists say it's your subconscious.
Yeah, but
So
the subconscious isn't your working reflective mind, right?
but it's in the background. It's
Well, yeah,
like
yeah, but
what you do, like your subconscious is reflected in what you do in your conscious actions, right?
yeah, but you're your foreground consciousness. The background is just sort of like it's just like noise on in the background. It's not you. You're the foreground. If you were to turn off the noise in the background, you might have less flowing thought, uh, less creativity in the moment, but you would still be able to be present and reflect, right?
Well, the way I sleep, since I'm a security consultant, is that I'm aware at all times when I sleep. I
Both
do
eyes
something
open.
called yeah, one eye open at least,
All right,
dolphin style.
dolphin style.
So half the night I have my right eye open, so my left hemisphere of my brain's working, and then uh the other uh the other 4 hours of the night I have my left eye open, so my right hemisphere of my brain's working. That way I can be prepared to deal with all threats at all times.
Wow.
So
What?
your question does not really apply to me, because I had never actually shut down, you know, so during the night.
Oh, that's a very hopeful thought. There's hope for everyone.
Yes, it takes a lot of prescription stimulants to keep up my lifestyle of eternal vigilance,
Yeah.
but it's worth it. I have not been attacked in my sleep once.
Yeah, I've had periods where I've been prone to night terrors, and I think I've gotten spider bites in my sleep before. But
They say the average person swallows 100 spiders during like a year during their sleep.
isn't that just like nonsense? Like I imagine that there's an amount, but it's probably a very small amount. I think spiders would generally not want to go in somebody's mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
don't know. Maybe it's all right. Maybe it's like a spa for them. Maybe they love it. Maybe they just really get off on climbing in people's mouths. That's what I like to think.
Mm. Yeah, you can't really think, you can't really know what they like, or like how what they what they want to do. Their minds are so much more alien than ours, you know.
I have some amount of question whether they even have minds. What was it Descartes who was of the position that animals didn't have souls and they were like robots? They're just sort of reactive uh
Like
things.
flesh machines.
Yeah, yeah. Was that Descartes or am I
I think it was Descartes.
uh I I think it's all relative. Like we were talking at some point about spiders dancing and stuff, but uh it seems like there'd be really no good reason for a mind to develop in a spider. That that that'd be pretty unpleasant if it did. Like
I mean,
like I
it would be terrible if you put your mind into the body of a spider. That would be terrible. But a spider's mind, whatever that is way different than your consciousness,
no,
than your
I think it'd
experience.
be absent. I think it'd be like a twitch, that would be the extent. Did you hear about I think it was chess. I forget where this was coming out of, but scientists somewhere. No, it wasn't chess. It was Pong. They taught brain cells how to play Pong.
Yeah, how does that work?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe you grow the brain in a petri dish,
Is it like,
and
do they send electrical signals to brain cells?
yeah, I don't know. I think maybe maybe they have the brain develop just enough so that it could feel pain, and when it doesn't do what they want it to, they shock it.
I see. So it plays Pong because, like, if the ball goes on its side, it gets pain. So somehow it can uh it could sense where the ball is and can move the paddle in order to prevent the pain. Is that
Uh,
it?
I I I I don't know if it's pain. I think in some fashion they present it with uh I don't know, kind of a path to go through.
Yeah. But
Uh,
like, what are the sensory inputs for the brain's cells, you know? Like like, you think through your brain tissue, right? That's like your thinking tissue, but it needs a sensory input, like, eye, like, like visual stuff, or hearing, or touch. Like, what's the sensory input for those brain cells?
I don't know. I just sort of got it in passing while watching or listening. I believe I was driving on the road listening to your favorite station, NPR.
Oh, I
Uh,
thought you were talking about Infowars.
I you know I don't listen to a lot of that
Uh,
uh, these days. But instead of a vaguely related or not so vague, kind of vague, that buy Twitter deal went through with brother Elon.
oh yes.
What do you think of that?
Hopefully he lays off like 75% of the employees there. That would be good.
He did, or I
Oh,
don't know how
great.
many he laid off, but he laid off um, the CEO and a lot of the staff. That's what they were saying. Um, I think I've always kind of gotten the impression that he intended to buy Twitter. That will they won't they thing, and that a lot
Yeah,
of the legal stuff was part of a negotiation to try to get a smaller price. Like he um just like deliberately made it more difficult so he could get away with paying less. I think that it was something like that.
Like a negotiation tactic.
I think it was, yeah, I think all the, like, oh no, I don't want to buy it now, but you already signed a contract saying you would buy it, and
Yeah.
we're gonna sue you, and just sort of all this back and forth. I
Yeah,
think it was,
from what I understand, he ended up buying it, pulling the trigger because he did like sign a contract, but he pulled out, so he had to buy it, or if he did, because if he didn't, the courts would probably have forced him to.
yeah, I think the reason why he what I think is that it was an intentional thing where he was going to make it difficult, going to draw them into court, and trying to, because he's the head of a larger company, uh, or companies. I think he's still the richest guy on the planet, and I think what he was doing was bringing the courts into it, uh, so that Twitter would be compelled to work the price down to avoid uh, court fees. You know, if you're wealthy, you can draw things out in court for forever and kind of decimate your opponent. Uh, so I think he was doing that as a negotiation tactic. I think that it was all fake. That he was really flip flopping that hard. I think he really intended to buy it the whole time.
I mean, that's how us rich people do it, you know. Gotta pull out all the tricks in order to get more favorable terms.
Well, thank goodness for that. Yeah, I'm getting a special note from a special upstairs corporate special that we need to take a brief and special, very Halloween break, and then
A spooky break, yes.
oh geez, the spookiest break. You can't stand it how spooky. But we will be back to scare you some more after this spooky break.
Hey, well, we're back now.
Yeah, hey, yeah, we're back. What did you do during your break,
Oh,
George?
I can't wait to tell you.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
I went back to our roots as a food-based podcast, and during the break, I invented a new hot dog.
Oh no.
Yep.
Ah, but all right, let's have it.
All right, so it's a hot dog. You put the hot dog on the bun. It's the toppings that are unusual.
Oh, okay. See, I thought that had already been invented so far, but now I'm really interested. What do you got?
Mayonnaise and cocktail sauce.
That's a very spooky mix.
Yep, it's the Halloween dog.
Yeah. Now, I believe you told me about it before. Is that what you called it before?
No,
Oh no.
something even scarier.
Oh,
The serial killer.
ah, that's that's one spicy hot dog. I tell you what.
Well, you got the spiciness,
Yeah.
and you got spiciness and sweetness from the cocktail sauce, right? Because you got the ketchup and the horseradish, right?
Yeah.
And you got tanginess, like the sourness from lemon juice. There's lemon juice in cocktail sauce, I believe.
Maybe.
And then you got a creamy flavor from the mayonnaise to balance it out. It's
Oh my.
it'd
Well,
be a great like fry sauce, sort of like a fry dipping sauce would be mayonnaise and cocktail sauce mixed together.
I I've never tried that. Maybe I've got a poor memory for cocktail sauce, but it doesn't seem right. Uh, Like it.
You ever?
No,
Yeah,
I've
go
had
ahead.
it. I've had it. You dip shrimp in it.
Yep.
I can't. It, I mean, it might work for a. Have you tried this Halloween serial killer hot dog?
I've so not not to like not assembled as such,
Yeah,
but I've had, you ever had those little mini hot dogs,
yeah.
those cocktail weenies? I've
Sure,
had it
sure.
like yeah, I've had those dipped in cocktail sauce. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Maybe you're onto something. I don't know.
in my wilder days, I've experimented with some mayonnaise on a hot dog once or twice.
Mayonnaise works on a hot dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hot dog's big.
You what?
Hot dog is, it's very much like a sandwich. It's basically a sandwich. Mayonnaise usually works on a sandwich.
It is absolutely a sandwich. Uh, but I, it wouldn't work on every sandwich. Like uh, like
Italian sandwich.
peanut butter and jam sandwich. I wouldn't want mayonnaise on that.
Oh, but that's the big thing people eat was peanut butter and mayonnaise.
I hope not.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing in the South.
Peanut butter and mayonnaise?
Well, you have to. It's like you know those like the real natural old school kind of peanut butter where it's just like there's nothing in it. It's just ground up like peanuts.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess back in the old days they put a bunch of mayonnaise to make it smoother. And they found it to be a very cheap and filling combination
Oh
on
my
a
goodness.
sandwich.
Well,
Yeah.
our friends in the South advocate for this because I don't feel like I want to try it. But if you say it's good, maybe I'll try it on air in front of God and everybody. You
Maybe in
know?
our live show on the live tour.
Yeah, yeah. That we'll just sit up on the stage eating mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwiches.
Mm. But in general, I like cocktail sauce with like fried foods.
I
It's a good combination is like dipping fried chicken in cocktail sauce. Like anything like with bread and fried with cocktail sauce works pretty well.
I I I could see that being a thing. I've had limited exposure to cocktail sauce. It's usually just have been along with finger foods, and you dip shrimp or cocktail weenies in it. Uh, I I haven't really gone much further with cocktail sauce. I've gone pretty far with horseradish though. You can put horseradish on quite a lot.
Oh yeah. It's the only way I eat my steak now is with creamy horseradish.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like it. You can get this the squeeze bottle stuff that's just sort of
Yep.
flavor, or you can get the stuff in the little tube with the smiling beaver on it that kind of shit sends weird shivering pain up your scalp.
I haven't had that one.
Oh,
Must
get the
be a
get the good stuff. It's uh oh what it the beaver grandma rose horseradish, I think is the one. If
yeah.
you if
Well, when they
you
sponsor us, we'll get their name right.
Oh, Grandma Rose Beaver, you sponsor us, baby. We I eat your horseradish. I eat your horseradish, Grandma Rose Beaver. I eat your beaver horseradish, Grandma Rose. It'd be excellent for dipping steak in. You heard it. You
Oh
heard
yeah.
it right here, folks. Grandma Rose, horse beaver radish, great stuff. Go on,
Yeah.
go on
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. They should contact us and maybe they can send us a case for all this free advertising.
Yeah, yeah.
Case of like a bunch of horseradish, a case of horseradish.
Well, that'd be the thing when we do the live show. I'll you eat the peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches through the whole thing, and I'll get a
Uh
get a tiny little spoon, and I'll just eat bottles of horseradish.
Oh yeah. Well, I think I probably got the better deal then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I, yeah. You probably would. But I prefer savory to sweets anyway. So
Mm.
I might
The
not
peanut butter
enjoy
is pretty savory by itself.
peanut butter is, but the mayonnaise would be pretty sugary.
No, mayonnaise is not sugary.
Yeah, sometimes it is. That
Maybe
Miracle
it's
Whip
maybe
is,
Miracle Whip.
yeah, Miracle Whip is just sugar. Unless they sponsor us, then it's a savory delicious delight. Delight.
It's like perfectly well balanced. It's got all the flavors. It's got sweet,
Oh
sour,
yeah.
spicy,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
creamy.
We big fans, you guys. You ever had sriracha mayonnaise?
Yeah, sriracha aioli. Yep.
No, the mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's an aioli.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise is aioli is mayonnaise with flavoring.
Oh, it just says sriracha mayonnaise on the bottle.
Mm,
So I don't know I didn't go to culinary U like
yeah.
you did, as you're
Yeah, I went
hunting
to
for
Hamburger University. Yep.
hamburger. Well, you're getting all the dang stuff. This is always hustling for the next big deal. You must have gotten a great deal on Burger University.
Well, I thought flipping burgers was like the next lucrative, field of work.
Well, it's a nice skill to have. I could go for a hamburger with horseradish on it. I want one of those.
But you were saying, what were you saying?
Ah, just something nice. You know.
Like
What were you saying?
you were talking about like eating what was it sriracha mayonnaise?
So, oh yeah, you if you find the sriracha mayonnaise, delish. Let me tell you that.
Could you just get like sriracha and mayonnaise and mix them together as needed?
Well, yeah, if you want to
Is
get
that the
sued
same?
by the sriracha people,
Oh yeah.
you gotta, we're all connected via the uh oh is it, no, let's see, Starlink is the satellite. So what's the chip they're developing to keep us all good and nice and safe? It's another of
Neuralink.
Neuralink. Thank you. Yeah, that's another of brother Elon's uh, uh, side gigs,
Y-
hustles.
they tested the Neuralink in monkeys and they ended up like killing themselves.
Well, they
Is that
they
torturous?
well they you got to work out a couple of the kinks, but
Yeah.
it's still a good system. Like if he wasn't ethical, he wouldn't be rich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to to say something against wealth accumulation is to speak against the very very core of our values. Money is water and air and blood. It's the first in the list of things that matter.
Have you heard of Deng Xiaoping?
I don't know.
He was this Chinese guy. I think he was like president of China. Uh, After Mao, at some point, he did like a lot
I
of the
probably would
market
have heard of him then.
reforms.
Yeah.
He did a lot of like market reforms, right? He made China more free market, I guess.
Okay.
But here's what he said. I think it was him. He said, "To be poor is not socialism, but to be rich is glorious."
Oh well, I can't argue with that. Which is why Sriracha and Grandma Rose ought to throw some bucks our way so we can you know climb the mountain and scream out their glory.
Yeah, I mean, at least like a case of sriracha mayo and Grandma Rose horseradish.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd work for horseradish. That'd save on my horseradish bill.
Oh yeah, but
Keep that in mind, employers, especially my own, I'm sure. You could pay me with food, and what could I do about it?
Yeah. Speaking of employing, we've been having interviews for an assistant, and the last interviewee, that was a doozy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that remember that guy, he came in reeking of marijuana, and he had a face tattoo, like a
Gas.
pot leaf under his eye, a tiny
Oh,
pot.
that was a real tough customer.
Oh yes. Like what are your impressions of him?
Well, I'm just grateful that I got out of that meeting with my virginity intact, because I assumed that we were going to get nuked, or uh uh
Bazooka?
bazookaed. We were gonna, if anybody's gonna bazooka you. Uh no, no, I first of all, it's not for me to judge if somebody enjoys the smell of I don't know, like a skunk that's been hit by a car. It's
Oh,
it's it's a natural, beautiful scent. And
that's a diplomatic way of describing the scent.
yeah, no, I'm nothing if not diplomatic. And body modification is a beautiful cultural affectation. It's a wonderful way for people to express themselves. I have multiple tattoos, and uh all the I approve of people expressing. And you're all about the sense. I've seen you splash a little gasoline on your cheeks. uh you know the, who are we to judge the beautiful human things? How did you feel, George? Oh,
Well, it's kind of related to something you said a few episodes back, where you shouldn't make judgments on someone based on one aspect of their life, right?
or two.
However, what?
I am a saintly guy. I appreciate it every time you point it out. uh,
However, like the fact that someone couldn't like not smoke weed before a job interview did not speak well to their character or suitability of their job. Made me
I don't
think,
know. Like when would be a better time to you're about to meet new people. You need to relax your nerves a little bit.
yeah, but this is a professional context we're talking about here.
Well, I mean, professionals in quotes. We're a couple of folding chairs and microphones, but
Yeah, and we
uh
demand total obedience and discipline
well, yeah, yeah, but
and professionalism.
it's a kind demand. It's a
Oh,
it's a kind and controlling one.
give
We
me
don't
one
yell you.
second. 1 second.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
oh, well, all right. Well, we'll be right back, baby. You can believe it.
Hello?
Hello.
Sorry, I'm back.
Well, then I am also back, and we're back uh for another charming time. Shooter had the runs or something.
I had to run for a second, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
let's rewind it back to what we were talking about. So we were talking about how we demand professionalism and loyalty and dedication and sobriety, basically,
yeah,
from our employees.
sure. Yeah. Sometimes I come to work without pants. So,
Yeah. But what do you think of this quote? This
uh,
axiom I'm starting to live I decided to live my life by.
yeah.
Life is exact. It requires reliability and conformity.
Well, you're a real poet, George.
Oh, it's not me who made that up.
Oh, well, then I'll take credit for it. Uh,
No, it's from a movie.
oh,
Well, a miniseries.
what's that?
8 hours don't make a day.
Well,
Rainier Werner Fassbinder. He did a I think it was a 5 episode miniseries on West German television, 1972.
uh,
It's about like a working class family.
ah,
It was the first television show about a working class family in Germany.
well, I mean, you know, not I don't have all the facts here, but like if if you sleep 16 hours a day, 8 hours makes a day, and you'd probably be better off than most people, you know.
I think well, it's referring to the 8 hour workday. So I think he's trying to say that people are more than what they do for work.
Excuse me.
Yes, I know it's a little crazy, right?
Yeah, sorry, folks. I think George has had a little bit of the wacky tobacco. He doesn't mean to be offensive. Just spitball. It's a joke. It's all a joke. Uh, your life is your job, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh
All right,
yes.
George. What were you? You jokey old joker, you.
Well, I was saying that like life is exact. It requires reliability and conformity, right?
Yeah.
Do you do you agree with this?
Oh, you bet. I just thank all the stores that I'm able to spend so much of my time and energy and mental well-being in the accumulation of wonderful goods, of wonderful debt, and spending my time uh trying to keep myself housed and fed. I just think that this is the greatest of all possible worlds.
Yeah. You do appreciate stuff, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, I like stuff. I like stuff.
Yeah.
I bought a Furby once.
Oh yeah, you still playing with that thing?
Excuse me. I am a Furby parent, and it's not that thing. That is my ward. I'm saving up to send him to college.
Yeah. You know, instead of college, you could just drop some ass and like watch Infowars. That's about the same thing as a master's degree, in my opinion, in
Well,
international relations.
if that is how my Furby decides to live his life, I will support it, even if I don't agree with it.
Oh yeah. Uh, But you still interact with it every day?
Oh, every chance you can't just leave a furry be a,
A Furby bee?
a furry. Oh no. Uh, you've got to nurture their tender, delicious minds. Or else, what are they gonna do? You
Yeah.
know, they they'll probably lock themselves in a dark room and cry if you don't help them and help them grow in any way that they can grow. If you had a Furby, you would understand.
I don't, so I don't understand.
You well, yeah, you can never understand what it means to be a parent of a of a of a Furby, of a rich, full life of every day you see only your Furby.
Mm.
Weekend, you know what I call weekends and clocking out. Do you know what I call weekends and end of workday time?
Furby time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's all the all the time you need, all the recreation you need. Just I'm just gonna sit down, pour myself a beer, hang out with my Furby while I look through Amazon and order something and buy it. That's all you need.
Yeah, you and your Furby. Do you take your Furby out like to like restaurants and stuff with you?
No, no, we always order in.
Oh yeah, can't leave the house.
No, why go anywhere or do anything? I can spend money from home.
Yeah, I know. Ordering in like take like delivery. I can't afford it. It's way too expensive for me.
Oh, well, you're Mr. Hotshot entrepreneur. It'd probably be fine if you didn't, exclusively eat duck eggs and caviar and gold leaf, you know?
Well, you're trying to look part of making money is looking like you have money. You got to be the part. You got to look the part, right?
Yeah.
So no one's going to do business with someone who eats like chicken eggs.
Well, an egg is an egg. Maybe there's a difference between eggs
I
that
know,
I'm
like
unaware of.
a duck egg is probably a little bit. It's more the yolk is more orange.
Like like how ducks are more orange than chickens.
No, the yolk. I'm talking just the yolk.
I don't know anything about duck eggs. I've had quail eggs before.
Oh yes. How were they? Heavenly.
I don't know, they're just like little eggs.
Yeah. You ever had the ostrich egg?
No, no, but I assume they're real. Have you?
Yeah. I don't think so. No, but from what I understand, all those eggs they pretty much taste the same. They might have some subtle differences. Like for example, an ostrich egg, it's a little bit better suited for baking purposes, but in general, like an egg, as you said, is an egg.
Oh, you're more
Taste.
likely to get ostriches out of an ostrich egg.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's rule one of ostrich eggs.
Yeah. So
Shit. Well, we're about run down for time.
yeah.
But I think you ought to see if there's any other dear things you need to explore, George. I the
Yeah.
world wants to know.
Uh so I'd like to make a shout out real quick
Oh, sure.
before I forget. Carmel by the Sea, California.
That's a
Clint
pretty name.
Eastwood was mayor.
Oh my, oh my. Well, do they feel lucky?
Yeah, they I think he banned skateboarding there, so that's great. Just like Norway. Norway without they didn't skateboarding was illegal in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, and you like Norway, right? You think we should be more like the Norwegians, I bet.
Yeah, like if we struck oil, we could all buy Ferraris.
Yeah. And playing black metal bands.
I wouldn't mind living in a cold, safe place where people will leave their babies to sun in the park without fear of somebody coming and stealing the babies' wallets. I think it would be. I think we could learn at least one or two lessons from those northwestern European countries that
The Scandinavians.
the Scandinavians. I think we could learn something from them.
Oh, sure. I like black metal. They're great at that. That's like I think that's the one thing that they're better at than the rest of the world is
Their
black metal.
largest national export.
Yeah, at least Yeah, I think a couple of those countries, like black metal song is like their anthem.
I hope so.
Like Dark Throne, I think Dark Throne did the like they wrote the anthem for I think Finland,
Oh yeah.
a while back. I mean, I could be wrong,
I'd like to go to Finland. I'm sure they've got nice sandwiches.
Oh, really?
I assume so. I mean,
Mm.
I'm hungry. I could go for a sandwich, and I bet if I were in Finland and I was going to places, somebody would make me a sandwich. That seems like a reasonable thing.
Norway, they're really big on the open face sandwich. It's like their cultural identity. It revolves around the makpak,
Makpak.
Makkpakke. It's like an open face sandwich with like brown cheese and like a pate like spread on it.
You say brown cheese?
Yeah, it's like a sweet cheese.
Oh,
If I had to guess, it might be like Gouda, like a smoked Gouda, but I've
okay.
never had it, so
Well, nor have I. I eat a fair amount of cheese, but it's almost always cheddar.
yeah.
None of it's brown. It's
Mm.
yellow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, next time you go to the cheesemongers, see if they have the Norwegian brown cheese. They might surprise you.
I'll do that. I'll go to the cheesemongers and
Yeah.
uh, ask that fine fellow for a brown cheese.
Yeah, but the idea behind the Norwegian sandwich is that it's not supposed to be particularly good, you know?
Oh,
It's supposed to be it's like purposely as utilitarian as possible because most of the time well, pretty much every time you have the makapak, it's at work, right? So they don't want to have like a sandwich so good that you're looking forward to it in of itself. It's just supposed to sustain you because it's part of their philosophy on like work should be work. Apparently
well,
they have like the shortest lunch breaks in the world, so they can
the-
get home earlier.
really.
Yeah,
Well, I'm pretty sure they got a shorter work week.
yeah. Well, it's because they don't spend as much time at lunch.
I mean, I get it. I think your Italians will take an hour break for
Yeah.
lunch and sometimes just go home.
Well,
Uh,
the Spanish, they apparently they have like the siestas where they close in the middle of the day every day, and they work more hours than anywhere in Europe.
oh, well,
I'm pretty sure Italy's like pretty much like that as well.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, as I understand it, there a lot of places generally don't like to have a huge intermingling between home life and work. You go there, you work hard, and then you go home or interact with your social circle, and you put that stuff away. Whereas here and other places, I think Japan is pretty big on this too. Is the idea of work culture, where work should be your life.
Yes.
Um, I know the Japanese will be expected to spend time with their employers out of hours. Like they'll go to bars and karaoke and that as part of their work culture. Uh, that that didn't sound nice.
Yeah. I mean, like in Japan, like people literally, even if they finished working like all day, they'll just they'll just it's a competition to see who will leave the office last.
Yeah,
So they could be like done with the work, but they'll still sit at their desk and try to wait out like their boss or something.
yeah, yeah. Well, we were talking about Japanese hours a while back, And I remember saying something to the effect uh, that I felt bad about their working conditions. But and I don't know if I've mentioned this since, but I found out like we in the States have longer working hours than they do. So that was a
The Japanese?
yeah, we have longer
Oh
working
yeah.
hours than the Japanese. So you know, even though I'm sure that they've got their issues like the extended work culture, uh, I know that that's an issue that makes it difficult for a lot of them to build families is the expectations that they have out of work. Uh, but but we are actually in the office longer than them. Uh, we have more asked of us in that regard, productive work hours. So so that was a failure on my part, you know, saying it.
I think it's like a lot of the reputation of the salary man. I think it's like only a certain segment. Like once you get like into the uh higher reaches of corporate uh culture, I guess then that's where it's like really extreme work culture in Japan. Maybe if you're like a I don't know, like a McDonald's employee, it's you don't work as much.
Yeah, I don't know. My understanding is that if you you know, inherited an emerald mine and you're the richest person in the world and people of that ilk, you generally work part-time hours. So you know the mystique is always you know, ground up from nothing, all themselves, working 20-hour days, 7 days a week. Uh, they 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 tend to split their time uh, in far fewer hours. But that's you know, that's just sort of your big boys.
Yeah, well, I assume like, they consider most of the day working. Like, for example, they consider themselves getting lunch work.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the kind of job I'd like to have.
Mm.
Get lunch, clock in at you know, 9 in the morning, tuck into a nice lunch that I finish up around
Oh
five,
yeah.
5 in the afternoon. Yeah, you know, that's I'm gonna be on the hunt for that because my current working conditions are, you know, like I said, they could pay me in food and I'd have to do it. I could just put up a tent somewhere and they could feed me in sandwiches. But you know, we're gonna get kicked out of this beautiful studio that I live in about 3 minutes. So why don't you give us some of your famous artisanal shout outs if you've got any more in you?
Yes, Milwaukee, Wisconsin,
Oh my, big guns.
home of the cannibal sandwich and Jeffrey Dahmer. He's real popular now.
Yeah, yeah, I think Cannibal Sandwich is one of the pet names that people have for old Jeffy.
Well, no,
Uh,
it's an actual thing they eat there.
well,
It's a slice of bread with just raw ground beef, black pepper, and sliced onion on top.
I'm 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 very hungry. That sounds like a happy time. Well, all right. I'm gonna
Well,
what?
and Milwaukee, I think it's home of Milwaukee's best, one of the best beers out there. Better than the Guinness, I say.
What kind of beer is it?
It's like it's like a lager. We call it Milwaukee's Beast. It's like if you see in the beer store, it's like usually the cheapest one.
Oh, well, I'll keep my eye out and my heart open
Yeah.
for lovely Milwaukee beer. They seem like
Yeah.
folk who would know a good
Milwaukee's
beer.
best. Hopefully
Oh
they
yeah.
sponsor us.
Well, yeah, sponsor us, Milwaukee. Milwaukee's best.
Yeah.
We're your biggest fans, or we will try to be. I haven't had any.
Uh,
Well, I've got to cut it out, George, because we're down to 1.5 minutes.
All right.
Yeah, but from our hearts to yours, have a hell of a time this Spooktober. I can't do the Crypt Keeper. Can you do the Crypt Keeper?
No, that's not in my contract.
Have a happy Halloween, boys and ghouls.
Especially those in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.